everyone, and welcome to Spoilers, obviously. I am your host, Joel, and with me today, Mr. Moon.
It's a me, a Mario.
Mario, how are you doing today?
Dude, I feel productive. I feel good. I feel great. I feel wonderful. It's a day off, but I get that to get shit done. So I feel good. How about you, my man?
I'm doing okay. Not that bad, but not that good. So I'm like in the middle. Yeah. I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised. We did have a conversation already about how are you so positive, but the day where you come and tell me I'm doing shitty, that is when I know the world is about to end.
Well, I'll keep you posted.
No problem.
Yeah.
Today,
what we talking about today, brother?
Today we're talking about a very interesting Hulu movie that was released not that long ago.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna go way back to 17, what was it? 1780, 1718, 17, something like that. Anyways, we're gonna go way back. But not only go way back, we're gonna add Alien that is gonna hunt us down and kill us.
Yep. Oh my god.
We're talking about Prey, motherfuckers.
Prey!
It's funny. So my son, he laughs and all that, and he makes a lot of weird noises. One of the noises he makes is the predator noise. Like, what the fuck?
That's fucking creepy, man.
It's hilarious. He's like 6 months, and he, like, sometimes out of the blue, he will make that noise. Like, oh my god, he's gonna kill us all.
Does like a shoulder-mounted plasma cannon like come up?
Yes. It's hilarious. Anyways, so
right,
yeah.
So what are we doing? General reception, thoughts and prayers? I don't know. What are we?
Well,
how are we doing this?
We're gonna do kind of both. So Prey is basically let's go for the bigger picture. The bigger picture is we have these aliens who just love to hunt, not to eat, just for the fuck of it, for the sport, just to see who is the strongest species out there in the galaxy.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how many Predator movies are out there. Obviously, the first one is
there's
with
2 and then the AVPs.
Well, yeah. So you have 2, and then you have, like, Prey, Predator versus Alien.
Technically 3. Yeah. There's 1 and 2, and then the third one was released like a number of years ago, which was like it's somewhat of a continuation, but then there's like has nothing to do with Alien. It's just like humans are aware of the predators, and like there's bad predators.
Oh wow, that sounds stupid.
It's a really shitty film, and some kid gets one of the masks, and he's like, "Oh, I can talk to them."
Okay,
it's really not that. It's really pathetic, but whatever. It was,
it was a movie.
It was a movie.
So I do know there are a few Predator movies. Then you have, Predator versus Alien, and
those are fun.
And that is basically to, build the world, or the purpose of the Predator. But this movie, Prey, basically shows us the first time a Predator came to Earth.
I don't think it's the first time. It's established.
I don't think they do.
And then there was Predators where they're on the planet. With Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
But it's not the first time, because in the AVP we have shots of the Predators coming down during like the Mayan days, and because prehistoric times where because there was pyramids in the far like almost the North Pole or Antarctica.
Hmm.
That's where AVP takes place. And so they drill down in the ice down to one of these pyramids, and in there waiting are these whole like ritual chambers that have the alien eggs, and the predators would come down into those pyramids to hunt or face the alien because it's such a fierce predator or fierce creature in this labyrinth of a maze, and they have to get out.
Okay.
So they've been coming here for eons.
So I haven't seen all the movies. I've seen the original. You know, you have to see the original.
Yeah, get to the chopper. Get to the chopper! Yeah.
And I think I've seen this one, you know, Prey. I don't think I've seen the rest of the movies. Never got to it, or just didn't interest me. I have no idea. I've seen the original and this one. I think I did, you know, read online that they did confirm that this movie is the first time Predator came to Earth. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. But according to what you say, it makes no sense for this to be the
unless
first
they're
time.
two different canons.
Could be. I have no idea. I'll need to look it up.
Predators have been around for a while. I would have assumed that Earth would have been on target due to like T-Rex and things of that nature, like awesome beasts to hunt kind of deal.
Yeah. So like we said in the beginning, so the purpose of the predator, I forget the name of the species, but it's basically to hunt
Yakik or something.
Yahtzee, Yaka, something like that. But the purpose is to find the strongest species in the galaxy, and they just send all these aliens from their planet to other planets and just hunt them. Once they do find, okay, you are the stronger creature, only then they're like, okay, this is your environment, how about we bring you to our environment and let's see how strong you are. And that's already all the other movies. But
sometimes,
yeah, sometimes
the concept of predators where they like abduct humans and put them on their little game trail planet thing was a little bit, I mean, it's like, yeah, sure, why not? But I don't know, it's a little strange.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem to sit perfectly, but I don't know. I don't know anymore. But what is official canon or not? I don't know.
Well, Hollywood will only try to make more money out of what they can.
She's an Israeli sniper. No, she's not. But all right, cool.
So anyways, so in this movie, we see we follow an Indian tribe.
Was it the Cherokee? No,
not the Cherokee. I don't remember the name. Native Americans.
But on a point for like a woke push kind of deal, what I really liked was there wasn't like representation. There was actually a full cast of First Nations people playing these people.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if these people were actually like from that specific tribe, which I think that would have been super cool had they got that, but everybody was awesome. Everybody was awesome. It wasn't just like representation for representation's sake. They got the people to play what they were supposed to be, and they all nailed it. They're all fucking like 100% believable.
Yeah, I don't think there was any representation over here. They did follow an Indian tribe, so obviously we'll cast actual Indian people, Native Americans. And they didn't like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, this Mexican guy kind of looks Native American. So, like, no, all the actors, and I did look it up, are 100%.
Yeah, they're supposed to be
Native
Comanche.
American. Yeah. I don't know if they are from that tribe. I don't know if that tribe even exists today, but all the actors did an amazing job, and they all.
And Dakota Beavers, as Naru's brother, he was dope.
Yeah. Oh my God, he was amazing. But I love the fact also that our main character is a female. Okay, and it wasn't like oh, I'm a female, I can I'm strong.
She wasn't a Mary Sue.
Yeah, exactly. She wasn't Mary Sue. She had to get to that level of being, I can actually survive and protect. They
also, just to be fair, like the narrative of the story, the plot devices were for her favor. It's like, no, she's not the best warrior. She's not the most kick-ass. She has trials and errors and she's learning from them, but she's still not perfect. There's no fucking way she's gonna take on the Predator alone. And it takes the course of the movie to whittle the Predator down to the level where she's like, I can face this guy, even though the odds at this point are still not in my favor. They're better. Like if it was just her and he was like full stock, like didn't get injured through the course of the movie, I'd be checked out. But they knew what they were looking for, and it just made sense.
It made perfect sense. It made him, like, again, absolutely amazing. I personally think this is the best Predator movie ever, even more than the original.
I have a hard time with that statement just because, like, it's almost like comparing apples and potatoes in terms of, like, you need the original to have a plot point to base it against, to understand the, like, ebb and flow. But at the same time, like, that thing was made in the 80s. Like, very few films stand up today as, like, solid, like, especially action films. So what, on what points do you think that it's better than the original?
Well, first of all, the acting, the acting over here was absolutely amazing and believable.
I don't know.
The acting.
Can you really judge a Schwarzenegger film on its acting?
You kind of can, because most of his characters is the exact same character. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them are basically the exact same character. Obviously, Terminator is a complete different thing,
Right. But when Schwarzenegger says "get to the chopper," I really felt that, man.
Oh no,
like I felt like
I'm not saying that movie is a shitty movie. No, it's an amazing, flawless movie.
No,
yes.
but here's the difference between like 80s acting and like nowadays. It's still campy, but like it's not its fault kind of deal. Like what 80s film isn't bad? You know what I mean?
Grease.
And that's all for today, folks. Thank you so very much. That Moses Moon. It's been real.
I have to say, quick note on Grease. All the teenagers are actually 30 and 40 years old actors.
Yeah.
That was like, yeah. No. But anyways, on the original Predator, again, it's an amazing, flawless movie, stands on its own and stands till today amazing. Yes. But now compare that to this movie. The acting is in my point of view way better. The storytelling is way better. And also in the original Predator, you have Schwarzenegger says, the Predator only hunts people who thinks are a threat to him. In the meantime, all of them are holding guns. Just drop the gun and he'll stop hunting you because you guys are no longer a threat.
I mean, yes, some people have made fun of that. But it depends, like, whether you've engaged in combat or not, because in the end, like, he doesn't have any weapons and he's like trying to engage with it, brute strength, brute to brute. But here's the thing, like, in my opinion, similarly, I think that Top Gun Maverick is a better film than the first one, but I still wouldn't necessarily I wouldn't take off Top Gun, the first one, being above it because it's the original, right? He gives the premise and the setup for it. It's a campy 80s film. Of course it's going to be bad, but it gives us the world that we can play in. The next thereafter can be as good or whatnot. Like for me, this film, Prey, was because it's a whole different scenario, because Predator was those things that when you grew up, you were talking like, oh, what if Predator was facing a Jedi or a pirate or whatever, or some comparable like competition. You know, can Superman actually beat Goku and that kind of thing? And for me, like, this film was like, I thought it was really good, and it definitely surpassed my expectations because the the which is interesting. Nowadays, a lot of the like promotional stuff is very, anytime you see promotional material, they'll take any of the snippets that like look the most like female empowering and whatever, especially if that's like more or less some of the thing, and then throw it in your face. And like, a lot of the people pre-watching the movie were like, this is going to be a woke trash film, like whatever. There's only one part that bothered me on wokeness, but it had nothing to do with her. You know, so after seeing the film, like, it was definitely, it surpassed my expectations. It wasn't as woke as I thought it would be, and it was an enjoyable film. But the dynamics are really different because now it's interpersonal, and like there's some emotional stakes at play, and so it's a different story to me than that of Arnold's character, because you're dealing with two different predators, two different mentalities, two different whatever. One's teched up and ready to go, and the other one in Prey is a little more primitive, or like hunter based, which is really interesting. Shield and spear and crossbow like thing, levitating arrow. And I liked what they did with that. But again, like, those are two different stories in my mind. I thought they were I thought it was well executed. The one thing that got me, though, that I thought was super woke and something that I was like, also historically inaccurate, was the fact that they portrayed the evil European white males, French people, as the evil, horrible people that were basically like destroyers of the land and ill users, where they had the setup for it good, but then the point when they just show all the water buffalo just getting shot in the head and skinned and left there, and we're meant to think it's the predator, but I already knew, due to you can see the gun wound, and you can also see like that type of wastefulness. It's like, oh, that's going to be the white man. And the thing is, back in those days, people learned from the native cultures there, like, to use the buffalo. Like, they wouldn't just shoot it for its pelt and leave it. They would shoot and then strip it down and take the meat away, because you didn't have local grocers. It would be utmost waste to leave meat decaying just because you want pelts. I'm sure there are, for lack of better terminology, I'm sure there was times of waste in which animals weren't properly utilized or stored and whatever, and it was just the pelts. But I, in my rich education, and I could be completely wrong, have yet to have heard such an outrageous thing. I do know that sometimes water bottles were herded off edges of cliffs and stuff, but that was a hunting tactic, not so much a sport.
It's interesting that was what was the most woke for you, or for me
it
it
was
didn't.
super woke because they were evil Europeans. Like, there were rough times, but not every time. Like, they put her in a cage. I don't think that's what would have happened.
I actually do think that would have happened. And with all due respect, the English, took over America, back then European, and they kind of destroyed all the Native Americans. So it is the evil European.
Here's the thing, though. A lot of that, there's a lot of like misconstrued between history of how the interactions went with the natives, and it depends on what time period. We're close to 1762 when Columbus first landed, which is weird because that's very shortly after they arrived, and now we have French. I think this should have been like at least like early 1800s or something. I don't know. I need to do a little more research on that. But not only do we have at these point warring tribes against warring tribes. 1672. Okay, this is 100 there. Okay, I got it. I'm back on track. But they should know, like, there were definitely points of tension between the two, but at this point, a lot of interaction was about trade. with the
Yeah.
natives.
No,
And so putting them into a cage or something like that, like them tying them up for bait, believable. But them doing that, I'm not quite sure. I don't know. Because there's conflicting historical narratives, and it wasn't all rainbows and sunshines for sure, but it wasn't as bad as we thought it was.
So
there was definitely some horrible acts later on when they tried to not indoctrinate. What do you call it? Socialize and not immigrate, but to what is it when you go into a cult? Is it when not to amalgamate? Similar to amalgamate, but when you move to a country, you immigrate, and then you have to kind of join the mentality. There's a word for it.
I have no idea.
It'll come to me later on, and I'll be like, "That's the word." But regardless, like when they were trying to make native folk more European to join them, that's when a lot of the atrocities were more happening. But that was later in time. So this is very
early in time. But I don't know. For me personally, that didn't bother me, and everything over there, again, for myself, was believable, and that they did, put her in a cage, and that they did, kill those buffaloes. Most likely you know this because you're Moses and you know everything.
Exaggeration, all right. Disclaimer: I do not know everything.
He is God, in fact, but or talk to God.
Face reveal. It's me.
But no, so obviously you do know this. Let's a bit segue from the actual episode where the movie. But there is a guy who killed 20,000 buffaloes in 1820 and 1892. He killed a lot of buffaloes and made basically a pyramid of their skulls. Have you seen that picture? It was a very
no, but
so wait.
Let's see.
Here, look.
Buffalo skull pyramid.
Yeah.
That thing. Okay.
So he did say why he did it. He killed all those buffaloes not to eat them. He did that to starve the Indians, because he knows that how sacred the buffaloes are to the Indians, and that is their main source of food. So he wanted to take over everything and starve them to death. So he killed as many buffaloes as he could, and he didn't even eat them. He didn't even sell them. He just let the body rot and just he did a pyramid of the skulls. But this, what I'm saying now does take over 100 years of when this movie takes place. So it is it is wildly different. But for me, that didn't bother me in the movie. Everything in the movie, except for adding the alien, everything for me was absolutely believable. Even adding the alien and the circumstances. So I definitely enjoyed it, and I loved how.
So I'm willing to accept that narrative. I'm just a little pissed that it's kind of okay. Like not that it's changing my opinions per se, but sometimes I don't know. There's two narratives like in movies with the natives, where it's like, oh, we're friends and da 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 da, and then people are angry at that because like there was a hard time, and then there's that where like the natives are being abused, and it's like, well, not all the white men were bad, and it's like that's true, but it's like it's hard to show that time. Similarly with like slaves in America, like of course slavery was absolutely brutal and horrible, but not every they've never shown where like somebody was conscious but still took care of their slaves kind of deal. Not to like make him look like the good guy, but maybe a conflicted character, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's either super bad or like I don't know. I just find it. What do you say? How do you say? The Hollywood is not creative with these properties. They never give two sides of the story. It's always bad, which is it's fine, but it's not complex. And I mean, we're dealing with an alien hunter hunting things. So I mean, how more complex do you need your story to be?
Yeah. I did love how they made us think like, oh, okay, she's guaranteed to do what Schwarzenegger did in his movie, be in the mud and be like, okay, he can't detect me. So I loved how they made us think that is going to be basically the way. But then it's like, oh no, she just washed herself off. And so she needs to find something else to kill this monster.
They had a lot of good Chekhov's guns with like presenting various things and sharing the facts, and then it was like, all right. I enjoyed that. I like that the flower, slowed the heart rate and stuff.
That was weird to me because I do know about nature medicine, but I don't know about any plants that will cool your blood, and also that fast. Like she ate it and immediately
that, like, quantity of
she barely even had a gram and immediately
suspend your disbelief.
Yeah. Like that's not that believable. I think that was maybe my only issue with the movie. But I said, you know what? Fuck it, fine, no problem.
Once again, alien hunter hunting humans.
Yeah.
Alien.
But
I don't know how believable you can get.
what was funny for me? So in the tribe, to prove yourself, I guess as a man or a woman, I don't know, or a hunter. Yeah, more that is more correct. To prove yourself as a hunter and as someone who can and will protect the tribe and provide for the tribe, you need to go through a ritual. And that is, you need to hunt a certain animal, and you choose what kind of animal it is. It must be a predator animal, but not like a oh, I'll kill a rabbit or I'll kill a squirrel, and that's here I proved myself. No, it needs to be you need to be in danger. Like here's a bear, here's a mountain lion, here's a like something serious, and you need to overcome it. Once you do that, you are officially someone who can provide for the tribe.
Yeah.
And for some reason, and also very early on in the movie, we see the predator joins us. It's not like joins us in the middle of the movie. No, he joins like 5 minutes in. So that was awesome. But she is the only one who noticed there's something not animal that has been going on for the past few days.
It's just a bear, man.
Yeah. So the everyone else in the tribe, no, it's just a bear. Even her brother, like, just a bear. We're gonna hunt it down. And she was like, no, this is not an animal. Something over here is not okay. Yeah, I loved how we saw also the perspective of the predator, how he tries to find out who is on top of the food chain. He first sees he sees like a rat eating like a bug, and then a snake eats the rat, and then he kills the snake. Later on, we see a wolf killing a rabbit, and then the wolf tries to kill the predator. The predator kills him. And over here, he had the biggest challenge. He fought a bear himself. So
that was pretty rad.
That was amazing. But I love
a good way of setting up the stakes as well. You're like, all right, this guy is not to be messed with.
Yeah, totally. But I did love how we saw like slowly how everything started to digress, and like, okay, this is a bigger prey. He is on top of the food chain. And then he came and like, okay, here are people. This is a bigger challenge for me. This is a more serious, prey that I need to hunt. I loved when he killed the bear or the wolf. He like, okay, I finally killed the top of the food chain, and he takes the skull and like, does his scream like, yeah, I'm the victor. and then he finds a human. It's like, ah, fuck. Well, I guess I'm gonna go hunt again.
Yeah, I liked the. It's interesting. Like, I don't understand why per se. Like, he didn't come with like the normal Predator armor, and also he was a little bit different looking than normal Predators. But at the same time, like, it's just cool variety. And I was like, yeah. Like, also its tech level was at not the same, definitely way better, but at the same time, like at the right threat level amount above that, like a bunch of humans could eventually whittle it down, and that was cool.
Yeah. What was shocking is when they were on the tree and then the mountain lion killed her friend. It's like, oh fuck, holy shit.
Yeah, definitely not something to fuck with. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was kind of cliche, but I did enjoy it how she finds out how to kill the predator with, his own technology, because what they have right now in the time period, they can't kill him whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you saw the arrow did pierce its skin and stuff like that, like normal stuff.
Yeah, but he took it out and then he, did spray all over his body and healed his wounds. So it's like, you can, hurt me and, wound me, but you guys can't kill me. So
yeah. I liked the when they established the shield could cut through the guy's head and the tree. God. And I was like, oh, and then when he had her pinned, and I'm like, if they don't use the shield, then that's just plot armor. And then she's like, fuck, jumps back between two rocks and the thing opens up. And I was like, brilliant. That was awesome. Because then she wasn't just covered in plot armor. She was just like, oh, I saw this and now I need to fucking deal with it. And I was like, good on ya.
They did, again, amazing job with this movie. I do feel this is a movie that would have been amazing in theaters.
You know what though? I do give it props. Like, I don't say it's like up there with Alien, but for the female protagonist and for the setup, like it was like, yes, the messages in these days are very like a story like this would come up, but it was handled so tastefully that I would say I would prop it up there along with like cool action like female protagonist stories, aka like Ripley and like with Alien and what's her face from Terminator, Sarah Connors. Like just cool ideas and cool concepts that just seem to fit and it works, And I liked throughout the story that like they showed that she had to learn and master and hone her skills, and it wasn't just like wasn't like a Rey Palpatine Skywalker shit thing where she's like, oh, I'm gonna swing my saber around, and it doesn't show that she's actually progressing or failing. It's just like, oh, that's her training, and it's like, okay, and suddenly she's lifting up all the rocks around her, and you're like, fuck. This is like, oh, she can barely hit a rabbit, and maybe it's not her style, and she makes a braided cord, and even then that's hard, but then she starts to get the flow of it, and even then she's not like amazing, but she can actually still be competent with it to an extent. But we clearly see that the attributes that they're building is that she's smart, and because she's smart and well versed with nature, that she's very resourceful, and it makes it very believable. Like I didn't for once go like, there's no way she's gonna kill the alien, like it just doesn't make sense. It's like, yeah, no, it's in the right state to be tackled with. She is the only one that's capable at this moment to deal with it, and yeah, good on you.
I loved how they showed us how she thinks, because we see her brother and all the other guys basically, it's a bear, just walk it off, we know how to hunt a bear, we know. It's like, and she's like, no, like we see how she thinks and like what we should do, and how she like finds out, oh, here's a new problem, and here's okay, this is how we should handle with this situation. We see everything what's going on in her head, the way they show it to us, and it was amazing. And if we're already talking about the whole woke thing, This is how you do a female character 100%. You know, you don't like shove it to my face. Here, she's powerful. She's a woman. Like, no, she is a woman who
Human
doesn't.
first.
Yeah, she's a human first. Let's go with that. You know, but she's a female who wants to protect her tribe. Okay, awesome. Yep. She loves hunting. Awesome. By the way, because she's a woman, she will not put aside her woman duties. She also knows how to heal. She knows this is her, you know, I'm a woman. There's nothing I can do. I need to know these things. We see, like, you know, later on in the movie, all the guys like, you can come with us. She knows how to heal. And we do see this actually does come to play. And she does save someone from her healing. Yeah. No one else from the guys knew how to heal. So we see she has a lot of value.
But also the guys weren't rambling idiots. Like maybe the one point against them was their like ability to look at the track and be like, yeah, that's a bear. And like, okay, no, that in real life circumstances, they would see what she was seeing as trackers. But at the same time, like they were fierce warriors, people not to fuck with. And like they handed her ass to her, like when she was trying to escape them, and they just beat her down and like tied her up, and you're like, oh fuck. Like it wasn't a joke. And then of course when the predator comes and they like face it, yeah, they're no match to it, but they were definitely competent to get a few strikes in, which was like, yeah, the scary warrior people's like, fuck.
Yeah, no, they did an amazing job with her. And because I haven't seen all of the Predator movies, and it has been some time since I've seen the original, when she got caught in the, you know, trap, which, you know, was a foreshadowing in the beginning of the movie, but when she was caught, and then we see the Predator not hunting her, you know, because he hunts, you know.
That wasn't his trap, by the way.
I know it wasn't his trap. That was the French people trap. But in my head, it's like, just kill her. She's like right there. Why aren't you killing her? But for him, he kills for the sport. Once she was in the trap, it's not a sport anymore. So he like, I'm not gonna do anything. And this is also how he saw her mind working. Okay, I know he doesn't kill someone who's not a threat to it. So again, we see how her minds work. But for me, it was like, yeah, just fucking kill her. She's right there, you know. Do it. It was great. I loved the scene when they were tied to the tree and everything is a fog, and we just see all the horses running. It's like, oh man, that's awesome. That's a good shot.
Yep. There were people on those horses, and now there are not.
Yeah. We do see her hold a pistol, which apparently is very important to the bigger picture of Predator. And we do see that exact same pistol later on in the other movies. So
I think that's from Predators in the ship that they had, but that was a nod to a pirate in a comic that a Predator once faced.
Yeah,
but
so
I did scratch it in there.
Yeah, so I did hear something about a pirate, and like there's a comic book and a pirate and that in that pistol. But basically what they did over here, they kind of changed the origin, or not really, because we never see the pistol in this movie, who it belonged to before the guy who has it. It's written over there, if I remember, like Richard or whatever, a 1718. And this movie takes place in like 1719, so like a year later or something like that. So we never see this pistol with its original owners. So it could still be with the pirate, and you know, if they ever do a prequel to this movie.
Okay, so while Prey takes place in 1719, centuries before Arnold Schwarzenegger's first declared, if the Predator bleeds, we can kill it. This pistol been seen in the previous Predator sequels and Predator 2, Hard Boiled out of the India.
in Predator 2,
He was in a fog.
as a trophy, apparently, take it. The Predator hisses. Harrigan inspects the gun,
Okay,
which reads
so-
Raphael Adolini, 1715. Pistol's age hinted at the Predator's race having a long history of hunting on Earth, dangling plot thread that was left unexplored for 30 years. And then Prey is well, we still don't know, but technically, because she takes the weapon, it could be later on that this pirate takes it later. And then that leads to the thing, so it's doable.
Yeah. So the pistol is from 1715, and this movie takes place in 1719. So like 4 years later. If we ever get a prequel to this movie, we might see the origins of the pistol. But I did see like
apparently there was the animated closing credits hinted.
Yeah. So there was
I didn't watch those clearly. Oops, my bad.
Yeah, I also didn't see it, but I did vaguely, YouTube. So they did hint maybe to another movie, another Prey movie in the future, or basically telling us what happens next, in an animated way. Oh, okay.
Fair enough. I'm down.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
I
for
liked
another...
it. I'd watch it again. Yeah, I'd watch another. If they keep that kind of like screenwriting and that kind of like push, I would love to see what they would do with a, let's say the further origins of that. Especially if they go with the MacGuffin of the weapon, that would be great.
Definitely. I enjoyed this movie, the storytelling, the acting, the fact that they didn't shove woke into my face, and they were like,
you said there was a woke thing that like caught you. So you said for me it was the Europeans, and then you said that wasn't for me. What was your thing that you had a mild issue with?
No, I think I said there wasn't any woke.
Anything at all? Nothing that struck you more?
No, the only problem I had, but again, like, okay, let's roll with it. It's the fact that she took the flower, and immediately her blood temperature went down. It's like, first of all, you didn't take a big amount. Second of all, you just swallowed it. It obviously takes minimum 45 minutes until your body starts to digest anything. So that was not believable for me. But I said, you know what? I'll accept it.
Yeah, that was its own thing. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
I wouldn't mind more movies. I noticed that thanks to the MCU, everything and everyone is all about making the world bigger, and the franchise. So we have the MCU franchise. Now we have like the Predator franchise. I don't know if you've ever seen the TV show Yellowstone. Great TV show.
No.
It's really good. It's about cowboys, but they have Yellowstone. Then they have like 1883, something like that takes place before Yellowstone, and you have like a lot of other TV shows. Now you have Stranger Things. They did announce that they do want to do a sequel or a prequel to it.
Okay.
So like a different story takes place in the world of Stranger Things. So like everyone wants to make the story bigger. Also like Lord of the Rings here, the Power of the Rings. So I noticed this is what everyone does nowadays.
Yeah, you gotta franchise a thing.
Yeah, and
milk that cow.
Exactly. In one hand, I'm okay with it, but and the other hand, like, this doesn't need it. Like there obviously are a few things that don't need it. Me personally, yes, Lord of the Rings, give it to me, but I would love it to be like one company that take care of all of it rather than different other companies. But Stranger Things, my point of view, doesn't need it. This movie, if they continue with this kind of style, I would love it. I don't mind. make your universe bigger.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Like I said, if they keep that quality up, I'm down. And probably the next one will be a male protagonist, and I don't care about the sexes. Just tell me a good story.
I don't care if the protagonist is male or female, as long as you give me a good storyline and good acting, and you stay true to the story.
Yeah.
I will gladly accept it and watch it. Yes.
I like it.
But
High fives.
What? High fives.
High fives. Yeah.
I do believe we got to the end of our story.
Yeah.
Before we end, I want to try.
What would you rate it out of 10?
I think I would rate it a 6.5 to a 7.
Yeah, I would basically the same, just a flat 6 for me.
Flat 6?
It's not like not a wow movie, but it's a great film to pass the time, and it's entertaining, and there's not and the special effects were great, and the as a movie in and of itself, it's a good Predator film. It's yep, that sits right up there. So stamp.
Yes. So you put a 6, I put 6.5.
C+, B+.
Yeah, more
C+
or less.
B movie.
Yeah. Definitely enjoyable. Definitely, watch it if you haven't. But like we said, I do believe we got to the end of the episode of our podcast today. I am your host, Joel, and with me today, Master Moon.
That's me.
We are spoilers, obviously. I'm going to put all the links of Mr. Moon's radio show on the bio. I'm going to put the link of my Hebrew podcast in the bio as well.
Check it out.
Check out his radio, the Reforge
Check out
Radio.
His Hebrew. Yeah, good year.
And my Hebrew podcast, same name as this one, Spoiler Min Hastam. Until then, we will meet you guys on the next episode of Spoilers, obviously. Yalla, bye.
Peace out.
Peace out, motherfuckers.
Hey.